with fentanyl related deaths, I feel like there are always so many unknowns, right? Because we do know that dealers are cutting street drugs with fentanyl and people don't always know what they're taking, and accidental overdoses happen. And as you said, like, that is one possibility that could be happening. But knowing what your family is going through after your dad's death so recently, it's like, did my brother do this on purpose? Did he know? Did he take an overdose? Did he know that it was laced? Did he take fentanyl on purpose? Like, all of those potential realities are devastating, right? If he meant to, that's devastating. If he didn't mean to and he was trying to get a little bit of relief, a little bit of space in his pain, but some asshole dealer's choices killed him, like, that is torment. Yeah. Because you can't know, it's really tricky. It's really tricky because I think about this the same way that we think of, like, when somebody feels really guilty or responsible for a death and they say, I feel really guilty. And the people around them, like, you did everything you could. It's not your fault. They knew you were there. Like, we try to talk them out of their guilt. And so I'm really mindful of, like, I don't want to talk you out of your torment of not knowing, because not knowing is real and it's valid. And the torment that not knowing brings up, like, I don't want to talk you out of it. I don't want to dismiss it in any way. At the same time, you know that imagining different scenarios is a really expensive fantasy. It's really expensive, right? And I mean that it takes its toll emotionally, it takes its toll relationally, it makes you feel very prickly to the rest of the world, right? It tangles up with your own grief. It just, it's expensive. Yeah. So my thought here is to somehow find a way to partner with yourself while you're between the bases. To go back to an analogy I used earlier, like, I can't know, and not either answer is painful, right? Because either answer is painful and I can't know, is there any way that I can hold that not knowing more gently? The end result, no matter what the choice was, is that your brother's gone. That is the wound to tend, right? That's the wound to tend. If we thought that there was a way that you could definitively know, then it might be like doing the best I can to find the answer to this either or thing, right? Then it would be a question of, like, what would that information give you? How would that information shift things for you, right? It might, right? It might give you a target for your rage, which can be really helpful. It might remove some of the fantasy rage, which can also be helpful. So, like, I think one, if there were a definitive way to find out the answer, it might be worth exploring. I don't think that can happen. I don't know. I'm not there. I'm not you. I don't have all of the facts, but it doesn't sound like a definitive reason, definitive answer can happen. So then it becomes, if I'm choosing between two fantasies, if I'm choosing between two unknown stories, is there a story that feels easier to bear? And can I choose that one? If you can't know, which version of the story hurts less? And I certainly can't answer that for you because, right, like focus rage can be helpful, right? Rage can be destructive. I don't know, right? So which story feels easier to bear? And we'll throw in a third one, right? Like the story that I'll never know might be the story that I need to carry. Yeah. Yeah. And also to recognize when you're caught in the back and forth of needing to know, wanting to know, because it makes a difference, to be able to recognize the cyclone and go, oh, I'm doing that thing. I'm trying to get a better outcome by knowing what happened. That is not a resolution that I can attain. What do I need for myself when I'm caught up in the maelstrom of which story is true, right? So you want to be able to recognize that you're ping-ponging between stories, take a step outside of it and go, I'm doing that thing. Yeah. What do I need when I'm stuck in the mystery?